Hello everyone, Lorenzo here, episode 16 of Galileo Contracting, where we will attempt the Moho 3 course. We have no clue why it's called that and why we have two of them, but if we manage to do it, fly by Iota, Cetai and Thalia, we will be flush with monies. We're using the RAFO Space Services triple something, triple booster, I forgot the name of the ship, sorry, triple something. And the interesting bit of this ship is it's not manned. Well, that's not the most interesting bit. It's not manned. It's supposedly has enough Delta V, but look at this. If I read my manufacturer's instructions correctly, we don't have to do anything until it reaches at least space and maybe orbit, because it's got aerodynamic magic. So let's have a look at that. By the way, we time warped forward a year just so that Thalia insertion window is just about 10 days away from now, which should be enough to do the lunar flybys and then go on our merry way there. So without further ado, let's launch this thing. Here we go. Okay, that's interesting. Alright, I'm not doing anything. I'm trusting the aerodynamics. I'm not lighting the center engine either. I think maybe that would have been a good thing to do. Oh my god, what are these aerodynamics doing? Maybe I should have turned on SAS? Because I'm not trusting the aerodynamics here. Oh god. Please, dear aerodynamics, do something. No, this trusting the aerodynamics malarkey, it's not going very well for us here. Fortunately, this rocket wasn't so expensive. We can afford one or two more. As it's the way it's looking now, without any control input, we are definitely gonna crash into the sea pretty hard. Look at that. There we go. Let's actually try that again. Oh my god, that's loud. Let's try that again. Right, shall we? Maybe. Alright, there's two possibilities here. Possibility one is the center engine actually does need lighting. And possibility two is we need to turn on SAS. We're going to try both. We're going to light the center engine along with it and turn on SAS. See how that works for us. Let's launch it. And we can't time warp. There's no reason we would want to, but we can't do it because then we would miss our window. So full throttle, SAS on, and now I'm not touching the controls except to light them off. Let's do it. Except of course it's not quite the aerodynamics, it is the off now, because I think maybe it really was just the center engine that needed to be lit as well, because now it seems to be doing a sort of gravity turn. It's going really fast though, way too fast for this altitude, I'd say, because it's like burning the atmosphere around it. But then again, maybe that's supposed to happen. The instructions did say to keep the solid boosters attached until we're in space, just to keep their aerodynamic function. But on the other hand, the fins are actually on the rocket, so I'm going to go ahead and detach them because I'm stubborn like that. They probably won't crash into the rocket, right? Let's just detach them. Dead weight. They didn't crash into the rocket. Yay! We're going really fast. Our apoapsis is okay. I'm going to take control of this rocket now because we're going silly fast to be trusting the aerodynamics. There's no aerodynamics around anymore, or perhaps the aerodynamics was with the different rocket. Maybe I'm mixing up my instructions. Either way, we are well on our way into orbit, and this payload is actually we can get rid of these fairings. Let's do that. This payload is really light, so you know. We're probably good to go Delta V wise, at least I hope so. I'm gonna try and save the big science payloads for the actual Thalia encounter if we get one. Look at that, we are just about in orbit. I'm going to actually shut down the engine for a bit and look at our possible trajectories. So probably the best thing, these things have pretty different inclinations, so we may have the opportunity to do some smart moves with, let's see, we may be able to do some smart moves with trajectories. That's what I was thinking. Possibly it's nice to go to the outer one first, because that's the biggest burn, and then we can still do it from here. Yeah, so then if we extend our orbit so that it actually is an orbit, and then we go here and do another burn. Yeah, that's not automatically working. We may need to actually, you know, perform work to do this. Oh god, work. That sounds dreadful, doesn't it? We should possibly do that burn more over there. Yeah, there we go. That's an encounter. And then from there, we will try and get an encounter. Yeah, we'll go straight back down here and try and get ourselves an iota encounter from there. That's what we'll try. So these are the two maneuvers we're gonna do. The first one is happening in just a minute. Actually, just let's double check the names. These are actually Seti and Iota. Yeah, that all checks out. That shouldn't be too complicated. All right, killing the time warp. We've got 600 meters per second to do here. We're actually still suborbital, so we are technically currently still crashing to Earth. Also, I did not extend any solar panels. Would probably have to get on that fairly fast. All right. Aiming it at the maneuver node, locking SAS, and pedal to the metal. Let's see, I don't think the first stage will be able to do the 600, so we're not going to leave any space junk. Yeah, it's still going to crash back to Earth. And there we are, that's already... Oh, that's not our final stage yet. Oh, that's interesting. So we're carrying a dead weight engine for the first bit of the burn, and then we're ditching another. I'm not sure that's more efficient than just bringing another... just slapping more tanks on there. Either way, we are going to space. Well, we are in space. We're going to interesting places, that's for sure. Let's deploy these cool solar panels that we unlocked with the new technology. That's always good. Two big ass solar panels, and we have... Alright, the burn is officially completed. Let's finish that, and the next burn is just under 900 meters per second, turning right around, which means it's on the other side of the planet, which also probably means that it's going to be in the dark. So let's test out our science payload here. Yeah, we got loads of them, and of course the science from here is already in the bag. So let us time warp 15 minutes to that second burn and get right on that. La di da. Here we go. Firing the engine, and we have just about 2 minutes worth of rocket thrusting to look forward to here. Now, let's have a look at our delta V indicator. The total ship has 2.7 kilometers per second from here. The transfer to Thalia from Gale orbit takes about 1500. Oh, we have 4.4 total. So the transfer takes about 1500. We're going to spend another 7. So we've got 3500 with which we need to somehow fly by Seti, Iota, the other one, the closer one, and then make it to Thalia, probably from a not perfectly optimal burn location. We might not be able to make that right close to Gale, which is of course most efficient due to the Oberth effect. Either way, this is plenty of buffer, I'd say, so we'll probably be fine anyway. I'm going to try some physical time warp. I'm going to quick save first, because you know, you never know what happens when you do this under thrust. Especially ships like these, they're liable to become all noodly. This one is not though, so that's pretty great. Cool. 50 meters per second left on that burn. Let's actually just have a look at the map view and observe that encounter as it progresses. There we go. That's officially an encounter. So we get rid of the maneuver node, and let's see, we can probably... No, we can probably, if we go to Apoapsis here, it won't be too expensive to match planes with Iota, and then we'll get an encounter with it. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're not gonna go fancy with... Are we gonna go fancy? We might go fancy with a nice gravity assist from... I forget the names, from Seti. Let's see if we can make that happen, actually. Nothing wrong with going fancy. let's see, we want to pass right close to that planet so we can twist our plane just by virtue of going through it, going near Seta. I'm just eyeballing it. Does this seem like the same plane as Seta is in? It does not, does it? No. No, we won't be able to do that here because this is not the point where these planes overlap. Alright, so let's just not do that. We'll do it the old-fashioned way, and for now, because we've got several flybys to get to, let's actually just warp to good old Seti. Here we go, trusting the game to do our warping for us. That should not pose too much of a problem. Actually, it's going really slowly. Why is it not warping faster for me? Let's see. Let's get rid of these. Let's do it ourselves. There we go. 10,000 times time accelerated. And a brief dip of 100,000 times. Yeah, aren't we accelerated? Let's have a look. We get a flyby of Seta, and there's nothing else we need to do. So that's great. So we can try a quick science pass. And this has already been thoroughly explored as well, which of course is not incredibly surprising. So we're going to just fly by there and wave. It's a pretty far flyby, but you know, you take what you can get. And the Thalia window is actually now, which is sooner than I anticipated. I thought it would take less than 10 days to go to Seti, but apparently I was a little bit mistaken in that regard. So the Thalia transfer could prove interesting, and I mean interesting in all the wrong ways. So we are now back in Gale orbit, targeting Iota. Where is our descending node? That's all the way over here, and we have a 21-degree inclination change to deal with. Alright, that's not great. So what I'm thinking of doing is increasing our... Are we actually... Yeah, we are approaching apoapsis. Increasing our orbit so that it like matches Thalia, matches Iota, like so. And then that will push the descending node all the way out here, which will make it cheap to fix. So that is exactly what we'll do. We'll make us a nice string of maneuver nodes again. There we go. That is planes aligned pretty much. And then just as we do a rendezvous with a small orbit, we'll make a burn here. That will... Wait, 24 days? Oh my god, that's going to be a problem for Thalia for sure. We'll fix that once we're actually there. Oh man, I may have miscalculated hugely here. But there's nothing we can do about that now, can we? And on the bright side, I do think that... Oh crap! I do think that that the ship has the delta V to spare to make this work after all. Look at that, our orbit is so high, our speed is only 61 meters per second. Seti is pretty far out actually, that's why it takes so long. Also, I forget that the Galilean and Kerbal days are measured in 8 hours, so that makes days go by really fast as well. So, you know, it's not all my fault is what I'm trying to say. Don't blame me too much. Well, we don't need a maneuver node for this. We just warp to the descending node and burn radial. We can do that. We don't need maneuver nodes for that. Stop the time warp. Now let's just quickly make sure I've got the right one. I have got the right one, and all I'm going to do now is burn the engine and keep the nav ball aligned with the triangle until this number here reads 0. Perfectly aligned planes, isn't that wonderful? So now let's actually start and use the maneuver node again. See if I can change anything here to make an encounter happen. It seems like I can't. So we'll have to actually go to the periapsis, or maybe like here. See if we can actually make that happen. There we go. That's an encounter. And It's going to take a really long time. That's 15 days and then another orbit. So our Thalia thing is getting more and more difficult. If we can't make it, we actually just may have to wait for the next encounter, which this thing being a rocket, being a robotic rocket, is more than capable of. So actually that might not be the end of the world after all. But it is a little bit embarrassing because I did just time warp forwards by quite a lot. Alright. There we go. We are at the burn point. Actually, we're 10 minutes away from it. No, only 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, that's close enough. 91 meters per second here. Our maneuvers really don't take a lot of delta V this far out from Gale. Alright, let's actually take it slow again and see if we can't. There we go, that's an encounter. That is definitely an encounter. Is that going to mess up everything? No, I don't think so. Let's time warp there, which will take forever. But we have solar panels and our fuel isn't going anywhere, so no problems there. Cool. Oh, I wish the alarm clock didn't then keep overriding your manual warps. All right, we go. We have Iota and Seti. That is in the pocket, and now we need to get to Thalia, of course. Now for a little bit of efficiency, let's actually have a look where Thalia is. Which one is that? All right, so we're going retrograde. So we want to go. Actually, we are in the perfect place of this orbit to do this burn. We are not in the perfect place relative to Gale because we are far away from it and we will not get a lot of O-Birth effect. But then again, this is the Galilean solar system with relatively small celestial bodies that don't really do that much O-Birthing. And it does seem as though the 20-ish days have fairly comprehensively ruined our transfer window. So I'm wondering now, do we go to the next window or do we go all interplanetary rendezvous guru and just try and work it out with during several years of orbiting? I think we're going to do that because it sounds fun. And this is 1500 meters per second, which does match nicely with my prediction that I got from the app. So yeah, that is actually not a lot less than it was right near Gale. 1500, do we have that? Then we have 1800 left to make an encounter. I think that will work. And if not, then nothing really horrible has happened. We just have an excuse to launch another rocket. And this one is, of course, itching to get away from Gale. So yeah, caution to the wind. Let's go. Let's do it. That's probably Seti. No, it's probably Iota. We were just there. Cool. Alright, this is the perfect moment for some more physical time warping. Did I mention that this RSS craft has been performing beautifully? You can get yours for the low price of 55 billion Kerbal credits. Phone your local representative and buy one today. The last stage. There we go. More time warp. Oh, what? The maneuver node reset? That's not great. How did that happen? Did we already make it? No. Alright, well, we'll play it by ear. We'll use the map. The maneuver node just borked really hard because the stage changed, I suppose? I don't know. Where is our fuel? It's over there. Are we even going in the right direction? We are going in the right direction. I have ceased understanding this. We have Thalia over here, at any rate. And we have just about established periapsis at its orbital altitude. So now comes the time for the plane correct maneuver, plane change maneuver. We shall do that. Or at least make the difference less than a degree. There we go. Oh, that's only 400. That's actually not that not that bad. I mean, it's a burn that's wholly preventable by good astrogation, but we didn't do good astrogation, so we're just gonna have to eat that. Oh, the problem could now become satellite connectivity. Well, we'll deal with that as it happens. Wait, let's have a look. Gale is gonna be really far away, but this also worked. So let's just go ahead and hope it works. Otherwise we get another chance once we get closer to Gale again. Yeah, that is exactly the way we do things here, apparently. Here we go. Let's look at their signal strength. It's still 100, it's still 100, it's 90 something, and we are at the maneuver node. So let's get rid of the time warp, and let's also get rid of the SAS that's fighting me. Alright, 400 meters per second of that maneuver node. Whoa, this thing is pouring on the acceleration pretty hard. We've got 1500 meters per second of delta V still left. Now remember, we only need a flyby. We don't need an encounter. So probably with the weird way we're doing this encounter, we might have a really weird encounter, is what I'm trying to say, where we actually might need. What is this? Why is this not getting any closer? This encounter. This doesn't make any sense to me. How does this distance remain the same? That makes no sense. Oh goddamn. All right, then let's warp to the periapsis. No, let's see if we can't like make our periapsis. No, the other way. Make our periapsis match it more. Oh, this I'm not really jiving with the maneuver planner here. I don't think it wants to be friends with me. Alright, let's at least do this 150 meters per second in another 8 days. Oh, this might be the Achilles heel of this mission. We are gonna get millions though if we get it, so let's try and get it. Yeah, there we go. Sort of orbit established. Well, the orbit has definitely been established, but maybe we can now influence this encounter. This doesn't make sense. These markers ought to be moving like really a lot. That doesn't make any sense to me. This doesn't make any sense to me either. Maybe it will get better once we get closer. So let's try warping here, and we can see if our signal strength even works. Actually, wait, did we even match with the? Yeah, that's Thalia. Is Thalia even our target? Yeah. Oh shit, we're losing connectivity. That's only 7%. So whatever we're gonna do, we have to do it from here. Although what I was trying to get at, we ought to get an intercept at some point using this orbit. It might take like a lot of years, but we should be able to get it at some point. Just like by doing this, like burning straight towards it. We only need about 1,000,000,000,000,000 7 kilometers per second. That's just like an orbital rocket in the real world. But yeah, we don't have that on board right now, so that is a pity. Yeah, we might have to wait it out for an orbit, which of course is fine. And we're missing Thalia right now. We don't have connectivity. We'll I suppose we shall. Look at that, the maneuver node system is totally giving up. It's just pitting the markers on the ship and Thalia. It's like, yeah, we don't know what's gonna happen. Oh my god, we almost got it. Except our communications range is not working at all. But if we somehow get... Oh man, this is a pity. If we got like... Oh, maybe these relays can do something? No, it's too far. If we could somehow control the probe, it'd be fairly easy to get from here. But we can't. Probably we can in the next pass, though. Gale might get any closer. And, you know, we're not in a hurry. We can keep scrolling time forward and see if a celestial happy coincidence happens. Although this coincidence is so happy. Oh, god damn. We almost made it. We almost made it again. Oh, damn. Where is Gale? There you are. We're probably, yeah, we are in a smaller orbit, just slightly. We're gonna catch up here, so we might just be able to get a signal through to the probe, which would be cool. Then we can try and actually get that flyby and cash in the money. Whoa, what's this? Why are these unchecked? What is that? Does that fix itself when we stop time warp? Oh my god. No way. Did it take too long? Was there something weird with the staging when also the maneuver node thing happened? Oh well. If we manage to make it, I'll just have to cheat in the money, I suppose. Ah, that is a pity. That is a darn shame. And this connectivity thing is more of a problem than I originally anticipated. We are not making it again. Ah, we have connectivity now, which is pretty much not the right time to have it. Maybe, and we're about to lose it again as well. Maybe we can do something from here. Let's see about that. No, we're like way on the other side of the orbit. We're not even close to an intercept here. Oh shit, that is a problem. All right, let's try and scroll time forward more again. Oh damn. I really don't like the fact that these missions are apparently not working correctly. That is such a bummer. Such a bummer. And now the orbits are aligning more better, but we know we need 2 orbits before we get back into a proper signal range, which also isn't great. Oh my god. How are we ever going to deal with that? Because now we're racing away from Gale. Let's stop that. See if we can do something from here. I don't think so. I wouldn't know what exactly. Oh man, that signal thing. That is horrifying. Yeah, this is in the realm of impossibility. Yeah, we will have to be incredibly patient for this. I mean, there is going to be an alignment at some point that will result in a communications range, a communications capability, and also an encounter with Thalia. But I think we're going to get the same arrangement again, where now we need just a tiny burn, and Gale with mission control and everything is going to be on the wrong side of the solar system, which is nasty. On the other hand, we might also still get lucky and get an actual encounter just out of this orbit, which would be great. But then our stupid mission center has borked up. I think it happened in the staging, because other weird stuff happened there. I mean, the maneuver note was suddenly wrong. That's the only other weird thing that happened there. Yeah, so I don't really know what to do here. We're like at complete opposing poles. Maybe the next go around will be good, because this will shift and we will meet back up with Gale, I think, in this go around. Ah man, if only I did the intercept properly. If I had the patience to do this whilst around Gale before launching, that would have made things a bit better. But I didn't, did I? I didn't do it. I didn't do it. What we're getting now, they are... Yeah, that's not my closest approach, buddy. Oh, is it actually? That... Oh, that's sad. I think we're gonna race past Gale on the inside here. We will get some comm... We might get some comm capability near periapsis, which is exactly what I need. So that could be good. That could be good, actually. If we manage that, come on, triple runner, hurry up, get some communications capability around. Yeah, because now we can do a burn around periapsis, hopefully. Come on, point that antenna, get communications, get it, yes! That is awesome. Alright, now we can make this happen. I'm fairly confident about it. Why, though, doesn't this... Why though doesn't this marker update? I wish it would. I just wish it would update, because this tweaks my go around time. That should do it, but it doesn't. God damn it! It really does wants me to calculate it manually, doesn't it? This is too annoying. Closest approach. Can we do it with like head math? Closest approach, separation, 11,000 kilometers will happen in 10 days. That's when we are here and the planet will be there. So that's a third. So we want to accelerate by, no, we want to catch up to Thalia by a third of an orbit. So we want our orbit to be a third larger, which is right around here. We want to shrink it to like Neven orbit. Let's try that. I mean, that's the best I've got. If that's not gonna do it, then I don't know what is. And that's 900 meters per second. We still have got that in the tanks, and at least we're doing some. So there we go, burning the rocket. Let's have a look at our science from here. Ooh, that actually was something. We have 2 mystery goose, so we're going to transmit 1 home, now that we've got the link. And the rest we're going to keep. Nice one. I am so disappointed by this mission thing resetting. That's not great. Not great at all. And it means I'm going to have to find out how to cheat missions. I don't know how to do that. I know how to cheat funds, but I don't know how to cheat missions. Let's do a little bit more decelerating. We might actually get a Niven encounter this way. Alright, let's punch it. And you see, the weird thing is this encounter completely didn't change at all, which it should have by all reasonable metrics. We have moved further away from Gale, but we have diminished our orbit, so we're going on the inside track more, which does mean more frequent passes with comms, but those passes will last shorter. I'm completely not trusting the maneuver node system anymore. It's not doing me any favors whatsoever. I hope you guys like staring at the map view, by the way, which is a lot of what we're doing this episode. Boring. Boring. Alright, let's see what happens next orbit. Yeah, that's not... Ooh! And Gale is over there. If we could only get in range just for a little bit. Oh, I'm assuming the maneuver node markers will help me, which they won't. It just won't. It's 2 million kilometers. That's still a fair amount of separation. Oh, it's only 2 million kilometers. That's not enough. Actually, we've been in space now for 4 years. That's still fine. Probes can last that long. Really close to the star as well. That's not doing our encounter chances any favors. If the sphere of influence was a little bit bigger, maybe not on this go, but alright, let's try this again. We are a little bit behind, but only a little bit. So we want to go a little bit faster still. So we're going to decelerate a little bit more. Not a lot, just about 90 meters per second. Oh wait, we can calculate this. The difference was going to be 2 million kilometers. The period, and that's not going to change by a huge amount. It's 13 days to periapsis, and then 116 days is so the half the period is 103 days. So we have 103 days, 2 million kilometers. So let's say 100 days. That is 200,000, 20,000 kilometers that we need to shift our position each day. 20,000 kilometers per day, does that sound right? 8 hours in a day, because this is Kerbal days. That's 2,000 kilometers per hour divided by 36. No, divided by 3.6 makes meters per second. That's just about 600 meters per second. Let's try it. Let's see if we can decrease our speed by 600 meters per second. Right, because we want to be further along in our orbit. That means we need to be faster, which means we need to slow down. I'm not sure this is making any sense, but we're gonna try it. And that's, oh, we don't have that much meters per second. We'll give it sorta all we've got. We'll not give it this much. We'll give it 200 meters per second. Boom! Burning, burning, burning. We're getting so close, hopefully. Okay, that's 200 meters per second. There we go. Yeah, that made everything a lot worse. My orbital head math did not work out at all. Unfortunately so. And we have exhausted the craft of Delta V, so even later. Alright, this mission was a failure. Too bad. Fortunately, another craft exists in our stable of rockets that could do this mission manned. Of course, bringing Kerbals eliminates the need for radio communications, but introduces the need to take them back home to Gale, and it might actually not have the capacity for that. We will ponder that conundrum later. For now, we will hang our heads in shame, sigh a sigh of defeat, and not do the mission this time. Thanks for watching anyway. I'm Lorenzo. See you next time.